Hey, I want to start with a quick activity with you real quick. Just for fun, we're going to do this for about 5 minutes, okay, before we get to today's assignment. So I am going to give you some directions, and it's going to be directions for like one person. I'm not sure if you've ever played this game before. It's called Moneymaker. Are you familiar with this game? Thumbs up if yes, thumbs down if no. All right, so I've played this in person. I've never tried this online, but you will be my guinea pig since you have a guinea pig, and we'll give it a shot. So this is the directions. It says, I'm nervous that the paparazzi have bugged my surgeon's office. So we're going to read this out loud to the team. It says, I will mouth different words, I being one of you that I choose. You have to mouth different words. Your teammates have to lip read the words that you are mouthing, and you are only allowed to make the shape of the words with the mouth. You are not allowed to use any sound, nor are you allowed to use any movement. Each correct word that your team shouts out is going to equal one space on the board, which you can't see. You're going to get 60 seconds to do this. So, Sailor, can I use you first? Okay, so I'm going to go to the chat room option right now, if I can find it. We'll see. There it is. And Sailor, I'm going to give you 5 words. I'm going to type them in, and then I'll start your time after I do that, okay? So hold on just a sec. This says that I've got access to Adrian and John. I wonder if I'm host right now. Can you make me the host? Let's see if that helps.
There you go, sir.
Hey, there we go. Awesome. Okay, Sailor, I'm going to put you on the limelight here. Now, don't say these out loud, okay? Okay, so Sailor, can you see the 5 things that I've given you? Everyone, you have to remember that here's your clue, she is a surgeon. She works in a surgeon's office, and she's going to mouth to you some terms, and you've got to guess what those terms are. You can unmute your mics if you want to guess these out. All right, now let me go to a timer. Hold on just a second. Actually, I've got one on my cell phone, so I'll just pull it up. Let's go with, I think stopwatch ought to do it. Okay, that's it. Okay, 3, 2, 1, begin. You got to guess it.
Bumblebee.
Stay with the first word, Sailor. Stay with the first word.
Bumble socks.
Close. You want to try a different word, Sailor? Go to the second word, see if you can get it.
Money is liver.
No, go to the third word, Sailor.
Chicken salad.
So close. Some of these guesses are close. Move to the fourth. Hurry.
Wait, that
And time is up. There are no points on the board. Sailor, you want to read those terms to him?
Okay, so the first word was Botox.
Totally bumble socks.
Yeah, that was close, Adrian. That was really
You were
close.
really close.
Second
The
word,
second was butt lift.
butt lift. Okay. Third,
Chin tuck.
chin tuck. Fourth,
And the fourth one was liposuction.
good. And what was the fifth one?
Silicone.
Silicone, but I don't think we got to it. Okay, the next one is going to be, I'm going to put John on the spotlight for this one, okay? So John, here are your instructions. It says, I have an audition to front a worldwide healthy eating campaign. I'm going to give you a line that you have to read, so I'm going to give that to you. Hold on just a second, and I'll just write it to everyone. Okay, so here's the line that you're going to be performing. for us. It's eating a banana or sultana always helps me through the drama. Okay, John, I'm going to send you 5 different accents, and you're going to perform this line with each one of these accents, and we're going to see if we can guess what accent you're in. All right, so let me send this to you. I'm going to private it to you.
Get ready, everybody. It's going to be bad. Oh, no.
All right, so I've sent you 5. I've sent you 5. I'm going to pull up the timer. Get ready. You can begin in 3, 2, 1.
Eating. Oh, no. Nope. Okay. Oh, geez. No.
You can choose any of those, any of them that you feel comfortable with.
Nope. I don't feel comfortable with any of those.
Believe in yourself.
Ooh, man. This is why I'm not an actor. Oh, jeez. I'm just stalling out. I apologize, everyone.
30 seconds remaining.
I can't even tongue twist. I can't even read it in English. Oh, gosh. I'm so bad. I'm so sorry.
And time. The time is up. You want to read to them your 5 audition accents that you had?
Yep. Italian, Jamaican, French, Indian, and Mexican.
Oh,
Well,
I feel like you could have done one of those.
Oh,
I feel like he could have too. I think he could have. All right, Deanne, can I pick on you next?
The look
This
on
is
her
going to be
face.
real fun. I've wanted to do this one.
Okay.
Okay, now you've got to, for this one, I think you're at your house. That's why I'm picking on you. You need to get a glass of water. Can you get a glass of water for me?
Like any kind of glass, clear, what?
Yeah, just any kind of glass. It just needs to contain water because you're about to gargle that water.
Oh,
While she's getting that, I'm going to send her 5 different songs that she's going to gargle for us. Poor Deanne.
fantastic. Isn't it great when it's someone else's turn? Yeah, all pressure's off.
All right, Deanne, I just sent you 5 song titles. Do you recognize any of those song titles? You're going to have to unmute yourself for this one. All right, so here's what you got to do. It says, I have an audition for an underwater Christmas spectacular. So you're going to get a glass of water and you're going to gargle different Christmas songs, and we've got to guess the name of those songs. You're going to have 1 minute to do this. Let me see if I can get my timer ready.
I have to.
You see the song titles, don't you?
Yeah, I'm supposed to gargle those.
You got to gargle it. And we're going to figure out what it is, because you're auditioning for an underwater Christmas spectacular.
Okay.
So we need to hear the music of your gargle. It's going to be great.
I don't really know the last 2, so I'll just go with the. We probably won't get any, so I'm not worried, I guess.
We'll see how it goes. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Jingle bells!
You did it!
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Good job, Adrian. Good job.
Okay,
I
wait.
think I should say good job to Deanne. This is hard.
I spit all over the computer. What's the next one?
Oh, come all ye faithful.
Wow. Good job.
I used to live underwater.
Nah,
And you don't know the other two, right?
I really don't. I don't know. Oh, maybe. No, I don't know it well enough to do any of it.
That's okay. You did awesome. Everybody, big
That was
round of
incredible.
applause. That was amazing. I've never seen anyone perform like that before. Good job. 3 points for Deanne.
Thank goodness that was
Everywhere.
recorded.
There's water
Wow.
all over the computer. There's.
All right, last one before we get started with today's lesson. It can be for, how about Eve? Eve, would you like to do this one? Okay, Eve,
Yeah.
for this one, you're going to need to have a pencil. You're going to need a pencil for this one. All right, I'm going to send you, let's see here. I'm going to send you 5 different, oh, wait a minute. I don't know if we can do that one. Hold on just a second. Yeah, I don't think we can do that one. Let's move to the next one. All right, we can do this one. It says, I have an audition for a European art movie. I'm going to use my body to attempt physically weird acts. For example, smelling my tongue. What would that look like? All right, so I'm not allowed to speak. My teammates have to shout out what they think that I'm doing. And each act that my team shouts out equals 1 space on the board. I'm going to send you 5 weird things to do. All right, so hold on just a second. All right, you got 5. Are you ready? Here we go. You can begin in 3, 2, 1.
Looking for your eyebrows? Looking at your eyebrows.
Yes, good job.
Foot flicking. Tasting your sock.
Licking your ankle.
Good, good.
I don't know if that works.
Oh,
Okay, we'll count it. We'll count it. Go on.
Licking your cheek. Tasting
Yes.
your cheek? Okay. Listening. Listening to your armpit.
That'll work.
Kissing. Kissing your feet. Kissing your toe. Kissing your big toe.
Good job. All right.
Yay!
Excellent job, everybody. Good work. Good work.
That was
All right, so-
excellent, Eve. Excellent.
We are ready to move on. Now we only have 30 minutes in class. I'm sorry. We're going to move on though. And I'm going to put you in small groups. This week, the focus is going to be on descriptive writing. And the task before you is really, really easy, but I know that it can also be kind of boring. So that's why I wanted to start with an activity first. You're going to read about descriptive writing in your small groups. And I want you just to take, you don't have to take like comprehensive notes or anything, but just read about it because that's what you're going to be doing this week. You're going to do some descriptive writing. You're going to start on page 521. And you're going to read all the way until exercise A, which is on page 524. So it's really about 3 or 4 pages that you're going to read together, okay? I know it's a bummer. I know it can get boring, but I also know that it's got good stuff in it. Okay. And I want you to be good at this. So we'll put you in small groups. I want you to read those aloud. I'm going to give you until everybody's done, but that might take us about 10 to 15 minutes worth of reading. Then we'll come back to the whole group and we're going to answer some questions together. We'll look at this exercise A together. We're going to do exercise B together. And then we're going to talk about your assignment for this week. All right. Okay, now if you'll go to Classroom, you'll see that I've got this text and I've posted it. It says descriptive writing text. When you're reading, if you start to check out during the reading, it's okay to be like, guys, I need a brain break. One thing that I've noticed about students is like sometimes, like if you're like me, which I think we're all humans, so you're probably like me in this regard, sometimes you get told to read stuff and frankly, it's boring. It sucks. We don't like to read all the time, right? But life tells us we got to do it if we want the grade. It's kind of like when I go to work. I don't always like to do what I have to do, but I got to do it because I want the paycheck. So if you start checking out and you think that it's super boring, well, take a break, discuss it, sit at the edge of your seat, find ways to attend to the information. I know you can do this. It's really only going to take you about 10 minutes. Make sense? All right, let's get you in your small groups. Breakout rooms. Let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do 2 rooms. And I'm going to assign you manually. Go to the chat rooms, breakout room 1. I'm going to put Adrian, Eve, Caleb, and Elizabeth. Breakout room 2, Deanne, John, Sailor, Veronica. And I'm going to start now, and I'll check in with you just to make sure you guys know what you're doing, okay? Oh. All right, folks. Good to see you back here at the main room. Do we have everybody? I think. All right. Hey, I want you to go to page 524, please. We're going to look at exercise A, and we're going to read through this together. If you didn't make it through all of the reading, that's okay. I think you've got enough knowledge now that we can tackle these 2 exercises together, okay? All right, so let's start with the directions. It says recognizing descriptive topic sentences. Label each one of the following topic sentences as descriptive, expository, or persuasive. So one more time, Sailor, tell me the purpose of expository writing. What's the purpose?
To inform or explain.
Excellent, Eve. I appreciate that. It is to inform or to explain. Usually it's going to sound pretty factual as far as your topic sentence. What about a persuasive text? What's the purpose of the persuasive text? Elizabeth, can you tell me the answer to that? That's okay. Take your time, develop your thought. purpose of a persuasive text?
To try to get someone on your side. Get someone-
Beautiful. That's excellent. Yeah. So you're presenting an idea or an opinion, a belief. You're trying to get people to believe what you believe or to do what you tell them to do. So that's good thinking, Elizabeth. Usually in a persuasive text, your topic sentence is going to have the word, everybody.
Should.
Should. Good job. All right. Now, with the descriptive paragraph, your topic sentence is different because your purpose here is to give a dominant impression or to give lots of description about a person, a place, a thing, and so forth. So let's look at these, and you're going to tell me what's what. And I'm going to start with Sailor. Sailor, read number 1 aloud. It's at the top of page 525, please.
A glow of colors from the sun spread across the sky like an artist's tool.
All right, is that persuasive, expository, or descriptive?
Be descriptive.
Good job, it is. It's got vibrant color. Let's move to number 2, and I'm going to give this one to Caleb. Caleb, can you speak? No, okay, well, read number 2 and then type what you think it is. Expository, persuasive, or descriptive. You still with me, Caleb? Page 525. You need to read number 2 and tell me, is it expository, persuasive, or descriptive? Well, he's coming up with the answer to that one, and he still needs to come up with it. You need to type that in for me, please, Caleb. Let's move to number 3. And Emily, I haven't heard from you. I want you to read number 3 aloud, please, and then tell me the type of writing.
Where's number 3? Our student body should overcome its apathy toward musical and dramatic programs. Persuasive?
How'd you know it was persuasive?
What?
How'd you know?
Because it has should in it, didn't it?
Yeah, because it has should. It's proposing a policy. There are 3 types of arguments: proposition of fact, proposition of policy, and proposition of value. So this is persuasive in nature. Let's move to Eve. You get the next one, number 4.
Okay. The constant throb of drums from the stereo in the apartment below us vibrated in my head. That is descriptive.
It is descriptive. Yeah, it's got incessant sound. All right, number 5, moving to Elizabeth. Read that out loud and tell me what type.
The snow covered the sidewalk slowly, looking like a layer of gauze. It is descriptive.
Excellent job. Veronica, let's move to number 6. Read that out loud, please. Caleb, you said that number 2 is expository. You are correct. Good job. Number 6 goes to Veronica.
The study of genealogy can be both frustrating and fascinating.
What is it?
Expository, persuasive, or descriptive?
Persuasive.
No, well, I mean, this is so hard in English because technically it is expository, okay? But even in an expository text, even in a descriptive text, technically everything that we ever write is an argument. And that's just the truth. So sometimes it's really hard to differentiate between expository and persuasive. So that's why I say really just look for the word should. Should will tell you that it's definitely persuasive. That's not listed in here. This seems more like factual statements that I have to prove. So yeah, expository, you still have to prove it. You still have to argue it, but it's not really asking me to take action. It's not really asking me to buy your opinion. Well, it does ask for the opinion, but no action is taken. Okay, let's move to number 7. And this one is going to Sailor.
The school library will continue to deteriorate if its budget is not increased. Expository?
Yeah, I'm going to go with your answer there, and I'm going to go against what my textbook tells me. It says that this is persuasive. Yeah, it's something that has to be argued, but it's not using the word should. There is an implied like argument here, though. What is it really telling us? Like, I mean, if you think about this, it says the school library is going to deteriorate if the budget isn't increased. So could you make a should statement out of this? What would that should statement say?
The school library budget should be increased or else it'll continue to deteriorate.
Yes, okay, so technically it's persuasive because it has an implied should statement. Okay, but I'll go with expository on that too, because it's really presenting a fact that you're going to have to prove. So that works. All right, moving on to Emily, number 8.
An excited feeling of anticipation rippled through the crowd as they watched Dunlop cast his spell on the team and the whirling ball. It's not expository or persuasive. The other word. Descriptive.
Descriptive, good job. Let's move on. Let's go to exercise B. All right, this says using colorful words and sensory impressions. You need to list at least 3 descriptive phrases or sensory impressions for each item. Try to use colorful words to describe each item as you would experience it through your senses. Okay, so I'm going to assign each one of you one of these. I'll give you a few minutes and then you're going to tell me the answer to it, okay? Sailor, I want you to take number 1. And by the way, I guess we could do the example real quick. The example says traffic on a busy street at night. So 3 descriptors here. The whoosh of the cars, onomatopoeia, baby. Screeching tires, groaning engines of trucks and buses. Those are 3 descriptors. That's what you're doing for each of these as well. So number 1 goes to you, Sailor. Number 2 is going to be Eve. Number 3 is Emily. Number 4 is Elizabeth. Number 5 is Caleb. Number 6 is Veronica. I'm going to set my timer now for 1 minute. You have 1 minute to come up with 3 descriptors to tell me. About 30 more seconds, folks. All right, Sailor. You had number 1, correct?
Yeah.
Diving into the pool of cold water. Can you give me 3 colorful words, sensory impression, descriptor kind of things?
I'm not even sure how you would describe that.
Well, what would it feel like? What would it sound like? What would you see visually?
the splash of the water, would that count as one?
Yeah, okay, so what would that look like? How about we say the explosive splash of water? That works.
And then
Give me a sound word to describe it. Can you describe it just using your mouth? Describe the explosive splash of water.
I don't know.
What sound does it make if I cannonball into the water? There's no right or wrong. Just
I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Yeah.
go. Okay, that's all you got to write. That's easy, right? Okay. Explosive splash of water. All right, there's two. Now give me something else. It says cold water. What would that feel like? You think you're going to ease into that, or do you think it's going to feel like a slap in the face?
It'll feel like a slap in the face.
Okay, so we could even make a sentence out of this. The explosive splash of water, and then something about the icy explosive crash of water splashed in my face. Something, it smacked me across the face. It felt like I ran into a brick wall. You see what I'm doing here?
Yeah.
All right, let's move to Eve, number 2.
I had like the pitter patter of the rain,
Pitter patter, pitter patter. Okay, I like that. What else?
the petrichor, like the smell of rain.
Ooh, what'd you call it? The petrichor?
Yeah.
I've never heard that before. That's awesome. Okay, what else?
Like it would be like gray everywhere because of the clouds.
Okay, it'd be great. I like this. This is very good. Eve,
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, Emily.
Can I say it in like a story-like format, because that's the only way I know how to describe this?
That's fine, do it.
It's like the number 3 was a bakery. It's like, so the immediate thing I thought up was I walked into my mother's bakery and the sweet fragrant scent of baked goods filled the air. I looked over at the storefront as the bright morning sun glistened through the crystal-like glass onto the lemon drop colored walls.
Okay. All right, yeah, this is good stuff. I've never found anyone who could describe the smell of bread accurately, because it's such, like, I mean, you can't really compare emotion. Like what I get out of something and what you get out of something belongs to each of us. There's no comparison. We could both say it smells good, but what is good to each of us? So I've always wanted to see like people really describe the smell of bread, because it's something that I just love. It's like I smell it, and even if I'm not physically hungry, my mouth gets hungry for that piece of bread. Okay, let's move on to Elizabeth. You had number 4.
Alright. The blazing sun pounding on the hot pavement, burning against my bare feet as I speed walk towards the cooling green grass.
Nice. All right, number 5, let's move to Caleb. The crisp crunch of the apple in my mouth was with warm, gooey caramel all covering it. Oh, yes. I love caramel. That sounds pretty tasty. All right, move on to Veronica, please.
My name's Dawn in the Mountains, and I didn't really come up with anything.
I didn't hear what you said, Veronica. I'm sorry.
Mine's Dawn's in the Mountains.
Oh, okay. You couldn't come up with anything on that, huh?
No, not really. I was having a hard time.
Yeah, if you've
All
never
I
been
think
to the
about
mountains,
was
it's
the
probably hard to
sunset.
think of. Mountains for me, I generally think, well, dawn of day means that it's the start of day. So something dealing with light, maybe the reflected light on a stream. It could also be like as the heat of the sun starts to increase, you see more steam rising from those puddles of water. That creates fog and like little clouds that kind of go through. And then also there's kind of a haziness, like a bluish color too. So Anyway, if you can't think of something, look at some pictures and see what feelings come about. Let's turn the page. I know we're almost out of time. We've got like one more minute with you, and that's okay. Let's look at exercise C. And if somebody wants to start the next class, I'll meet you there in just a minute anyway. Exercise C is writing similes and metaphors. And the point of this, I just want you to know that similes and metaphors are comparisons between two unlike things, right? So you're sometimes using the words like and as, and other times you're not. Sometimes you just say that it is something else directly. Metaphors, these two things are each other, and I don't use like or as. A simile, these two things are like each other or they are as each other, okay? Looking at some of these that they have, like number one, it says to the baby, security was, we could come up with something, maybe we could say the satin edge of his blanket. Number two, the fly ball smashed into her glove, like a, what is something else that smashes into something? Eve, I can't hear you. Emily, I can't hear you.
Speeding bullet.
Okay, a speeding bullet crashing into glass, or a meteor striking the earth. Number three, the massive black clouds were, what could they be? Massive black clouds were steam locomotives rolling across the prairie, okay? So anyway, the point is use those comparisons, that'll make it better. Okay, I'm gonna put an assignment up here shortly, and you just need to write a narrative paragraph. I'm sorry, not a narrative, but a descriptive paragraph. Start out with just a description, start out with a topic sentence that, how did this text put it? A topic sentence that gives a dominant impression, and then further that dominant impression. Do you understand what you're doing? You got some tricks on tricks of the trade now. All right, you can expect that assignment to go up here in the next few minutes. All right, I'll talk to you soon. I love you guys. Have a good day.